Hi, my name is Brittany Kenville. I'm 18 years old. I live in Santa Cruz and I work at the food bin as the produce manager. Um, I've been vegan for about 3.5 years, so it was probably 14 or 15 when I decided to go vegan.
Kyle.
And you work at?
I work at Whole Foods. It's the worst. Don't believe anyone that says it's a good company to work for. They're lying to you. Customer service is never good. It's the one thing I have to say. There's one thing people should get out of my interview. It's that customer service is the worst thing on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
At Whole
And
Foods?
fuck Whole Foods.
Yeah. Fuck Whole Foods. Yeah, that's the second thing.
Asher. Been vegan for a little over 7 years, I think. I oddly enough, I struggled really hard, really badly with vegetarianism for most of high school, a couple of years in college before actually deciding to go vegan. And I think what's interesting about it is that I look at it as a deeply personal decision that you have to make. So the whole like vegan rev thing, vegan revolution or whatever, like I believe strongly in animal rights, but I just don't think like it's something that you can force on people or that people or that's right for everyone. So that being said, again, I think it's like a really deeply personal decision that one has to make for themselves and for no one else but themselves and the animals, if you want to look at it that way. Yeah, I mean, it primarily for me, it's an ethical decision. I'm not comfortable with the idea that other living beings who we're supposed to protect and take care of and steward should suffer just because I like the way they taste.
After I became vegan, I started researching about it, and I sort of discovered some of the issues with the meat and dairy industries, such as the living situations for the animals and how they're completely inhumane and disgusting and just totally horrible, and like that sort of just like reaffirmed my beliefs.
Yeah, I can't really say that like now I'm like a politicized vegan or anything like that. It's mostly just like a habit almost, you know.
Right, but you're
It's
still
like,
vegan, so there, must be something.
yeah, it's partly a habit, and also it's just like I can't really say that I have like much invested in like the political objectives of like militant veganism and things like that. Like direct action. As far as like vegan direct action, it's like not something I'm really involved in or like much interested in.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's still yeah. And honestly, like a lot of it still is just like kind of like very moralistic for me. It's just like I feel really bad about like eating something that's like cute or furry or something like that. It's not this like deep-seated rage, but it's just like personally for me, I'd be like very upset if I knew I was like eating a small animal, or something cute like a cow or like, I don't know. It just makes me kind of sad. Like like it's very personal. I guess for me it's like very personal. I don't have these like far-reaching political goals like with them.
Right, but you still have like a personal conviction about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's an interesting line to walk between wanting everyone to have a greater depth of respect and understanding for animals, and then at the same time trying to relate to the difficulties that other people might have with that. I have found that in a lot of other cultures, even if they are using animals as their main source of nutrition, dairy, eggs, meat, what have you, there is a tendency to have a much closer relationship and therefore a greater understanding of the animal as a whole. That's something at least that is like severely lacking in the United States. Like we're very, very separate from what we eat. It's processed and packaged well before we see it, so we just get a nice clean cut of meat in a styrofoam tray with some saran wrap on top, and it costs, $12 or whatever. So it's not like we have to go out and shoot Bessie and then cut her up, and bleed her out and everything. We don't get that experience, so we don't fully know what it's like to take a life in order to sustain our own. Veganism is definitely something that's become really important to me, increasingly important actually, even though I was definitely more militant within like the first year. Every year my conviction kind of grows. I'd say that it's one of the only things that I think I'll maintain as an ethic for all of my life. Like I said before, I do believe very deeply in animal rights, animal liberation, but that's more from a perspective of we're supposed to take care of them, not like we're equals with them. I think that people tend to take that a little too far.
I read this article that was from, I think, the New York Times, maybe the Los Angeles Times, about how 60% of adults can't digest lactose. And I don't know, it's just kind of crazy to me that so many people are still eating dairy when 60% of them, it's like over half of the people in the world, can't even digest it and are lactose intolerant, and just sort of subject themselves to that, when it's totally unnecessary, when there are so many options out there, like soy alternatives and rice milk and almond milk, and it's just, I don't know, it's just crazy to me.
Vegan.
Vegan.
Vegan. Vegan. Vegan.
I think I went vegan when I was 15, I think. No, yeah, I went vegan when I was 15, so when I was in the 10th grade in high school on Thanksgiving, actually.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah, the day before, I think, Thanksgiving, I ate cheese, but on Thanksgiving, I was like, I'm vegan, guys.
Were you always vegetarian?
I was vegetarian for about, probably 7 weeks before that. So, I was 14, yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. Go vegan.
See you in Cafe tonight?
Yeah, totally.
We'll come there on the